Once again, it goes without saying that if you do not have a social media account on Twitter in 2017, then you are missing out on the most salt-driven train this side of the galaxy. So much anger, so much rage at a number. I'm talking about the Justice League review scores that were confirmed through Rotten Tomatoes to be a 40% from critics. What people are doing now is they are making these outlandish conspiracy theories as to why this movie is being rated so low. DCEU fanatics are incredulous. They always never listen to reason. They are in fact delusional. Every time a movie comes out in the DC Extended Universe, they always get really jealous at Marvel fans for no reason. Even though I really enjoy both sides. I enjoy DC and Marvel. Not really recently with Marvel Comics. I enjoy DC Comics more, and I enjoy Marvel movies more, but DC movies less nowadays, and I enjoy the DC Animated Universe, but that's a different topic for another day. Anyway, like I said, these guys are incredulous. They never ever believe that these movies probably have flaws in the DC Extended Universe. It's always, something is up with the MCU. Why didn't you judge this? Why didn't you judge that? Why is movies like Iron Man sitting at a higher percentage? This is all just envy at its finest. And I understand that you are a DC fan and you want these movies to do well. Every single time there's a big turnout for a DC Extended Universe movie, it always gets a big box office. It's always successful in the fact that Warner Brothers is a movie studio with a lot of money. So you guys are missing out on the bigger picture. The reviews, they do not matter in the end to your entertainment. You can always go out there and watch the movie on your own accord and not care about reviews. Reviews are just another person's opinion with a score attached to it at the end. That's it. That's all Rotten Tomatoes really is. Every time these critics, now I'm gonna be honest, I don't like how the reviews are for The Punisher, but there is a reason. A lot of critics, they never really sit down, not all, but some of them, so I don't generalize there. But anyway, some critics, they don't sit down, they don't know what Marvel is, they don't know what DC is. These people don't have the prior knowledge to understand what makes a core character. People are saying that The Punisher is bad because it has too much violence. To me, that indicates that the person has not ever read a single Punisher comic, especially Punisher Max, where a guy got gutted near a tree and it was graphic in detail and they showed every single thing in that panel, everything horrible, everything nasty that you can think of, and people are getting upset because the Punisher is too violent. That means that you do not understand the source material. If people are saying things about Justice League, just calm your tits, look away, go and support the movie, and stop complaining, stop cherry picking about what's going on with the MCU. A lot of people are making up shit about, oh well, Iron Man 2 had Vanko as a villain. Nobody complained about that. I didn't like Iron Man 2 that much compared to the first movie. And honestly, if I did a review, I would tell you that straight up. What you have to understand is that if you are going to judge something as a whole, you have to look at all aspects. And if something feels weak, shoehorned in, if it's a liberty that's changed for the worse compared to the comics, then it's not above being criticized. I didn't like Iron Fist. I didn't like Batman v Superman. Lex Luthor was fucking terrible. I didn't like Suicide Squad. It felt like a disjointed music video mess. There's stuff that people aren't going to like. We're not inclined to like everything, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, and sometimes they could be full of shit. I don't see how DC fanboys don't realize this, especially if you are taking critics at face value. People who don't even probably read comic books, people who probably aren't fans of these characters. Why in the fuck is it so important to you to see a score be at 90 or 100%? Oh, that's right, because you want to feel justified in your own property, the property that you damage control for. You want to feel justified that it's at the top of the mountain and everything else is above criticism, right? Wrong. Like I said, if something is wrong with Justice League, and there have been legitimate reports of people saying that, yes, they feel that the CGI is not that good, they feel that Steppenwolf, the main villain, is not the greatest that he could be, they feel as though the story is a bit weak, and if you go into Justice League and that stuff does occur, then guess what? I mean, some people are telling you portions of the movie that might seem detrimental. And that's fine. If people are objective about their opinions and they point out a fallacy in the movie, then there's nothing wrong on showing people that, yes, they had this experience. Yes, reviews are different. Yes, people probably went out there and they had fun with the movie. People say the movie isn't as terrible as Batman v Superman, but the movie is an okay watch, provided that you can deal with the factors of a lackluster story and a lackluster villain. Fair enough. Fair a fucking enough, right? For all you know, you can go into the movie and enjoy it and not even have those same problems as the critics, because we all have different mindsets. That's nothing to be ashamed of. Something to be ashamed of, though, is people trying to bring up Zack Snyder's daughter having that suicide that happened sometime later this year, an unfortunate incident, and once again, people are being shameful pieces of shit trying to bring this up to fuel their own comic book war. If you do this stuff, you're a fucking retard. And that's how I feel about human beings who pull this kind of shit, who pull that propaganda, who pull all this stuff and make nasty comments, and they are pretty much just unsalvageable humans. All this stuff is being said, all these wars are being created over a fucking review score on Rotten Tomatoes. Just let that sink in. Let that sink right the fuck in. Okay? I don't get it. I don't get it. DC Extended Universe fanatics probably just need to chill the fuck out. That's what I think. These people have been around since the beginning. Since Man of Steel. Since Batman v Superman. Since Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman. It's great that Suicide Squad... No, not Suicide Squad. That movie sucked. But it's great that Wonder Woman turned out to be such a great movie, and it's great that at least Justice League seems to be an entertaining watch despite being flawed. You can't deny that even if you think it's unfair, it's a step in the right direction for the DCEU. We're seeing some good to decent films and not regurgitated garbage, and I don't see the problem of looking the other way, turning the other cheek, instead of just getting on Twitter and acting like a complete social reject. Honestly, if you want my advice and conclusion to this, I will tell people that you need to form your own opinion and you need to think outside of the box and realize that no one is going out and stopping you from supporting what you love. No one is telling you that you can and can't see these movies in reviews. Do your own thing and leave it at that. The DCEU, maybe it does need improvements along the way. If they had a better film slate, because right now it's very inconsistent. Every time there's a hit movie, there's always a follow-up sequel, and I get that, but maybe these movies need a little bit more time into fruition. Maybe these movies need a little bit more work in the oven. Justice League was going to be 2 parts. Then it got fast-tracked to this year. Then they cut out the second part. So I don't know what's going on with that. I guess Justice League 2, whenever it comes out, is going to have a lot more characters. But hopefully it has the time and polish it needs. And they need to stop fast-tracking movies in order to meet some deadline or quota like Marvel. They need to stop trying to be like Marvel, and they need to be their own entity and try to go out there and make entertaining products. Take their own lessons into account. They're doing well with the comics, and in my opinion, they put out some kick-ass DC animated movies. Even though some of them could be hit and miss, I really enjoy that stuff, and if they were on the same quality as the DCEU, then I would thoroughly appreciate it. But you can't please everyone, so hopefully in the future they learn their lesson. That's what I think about this. I think people need to stop crying. Go out there and support what you love, no matter what anyone else says, and stop bringing up all these flame wars between Marvel and DC. You can love both, like me, and you can have an objective opinion about the stuff that you see. This is Renegade Operative signing off. I just wanted to make this video to talk about my feelings on the recent entire situation of what's going on with Justice League. A lot of subjective trash being thrown out there, people getting really emotional and upset, and I wanted to make this video to talk about what I thought about the situation. I'm sorry if it seemed like I was rambling. I tried to cut this up a little bit, make this a little bit more cohesive, you know, but again, it's nonsense of what's going on out there. And a lot of DCEU fans, a lot of MCU fans, they be fighting, they be rumbling, man. And I wanted to give my opinion because I enjoy both, really. It seems like I do harp on the DCEU fan base a lot because they are the most vocal. They remind me of Xbox fanboys and the gaming community. They seem to be the most vocal, while Marvel fanboys, they do say stupid stuff. Every fanboy says stupid shit, but it's just not as vocal as the other side. So I wanted to express my opinion and talk a little bit about that, you know, a little bit. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. This real talk of my thoughts of the reactions of the Justice League reviews. I will see you guys later before I ramble some more, and take care.